Hi, everybody. It's definitely a day of world peace. I've been listening to all the different offerings, and it's just blossoming from every corner of the world. And we are now focused on Poland and Ukraine. OneHumanity.Institute welcomes you. And from the bakery where we started the House of Hope. And so we are so happy, myself and Doman, to bring you together. At the beginning of the war in Ukraine, myself and two other people went to the border, and we experienced the devastation that people felt. As a result of that, we decided that it would be important to try and raise money for the House of Hope, to make it possible to bring women and children into a home. So we put out a request, and people responded, and we were able to create 9 apartments in that building. So that's quite remarkable, and we were very excited. After that, what we did was started a peace lab. A peace lab was a room with computers where we wanted young people to have access for real learning to go on. And we used it mainly in the beginning for having a teacher from Poland teach the Ukrainians Polish. But later on, we did Zoom. We did a Zoom with young people from around the world who had experienced the horrors of war, from Ukraine to Rwanda to the inner city of Chicago and to Poland. It was quite remarkable. But now, even more remarkable is we seated the original first gathering of Ukrainian and Polish young people at the Peace Lab. And we're so proud to have some of them with us to share their experience. Oh, I believe, and they will share with you, that inside, if you work on your understanding of who you are and how much hope you can have for the world, that no matter what goes on outside of you, you can feel differently, and not only feel differently, act differently. And so our hope was that through this process, the young people would find hope. Hope, hope, hope. So may peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail on earth. I turn it over to Doman. He's a co-founder of OneHumanity.Institute, and he will share about the bakery and the concept of it.
Thank you, Nina. Welcome. Thank you, Nina, for your 50 years plus work with young people in many different forms and still beating and far from stopping. So thank you for this sharing and this dedication from really bringing the best out of youth, especially young people, and in all their authenticity. And I think we experienced also with the help of people at the last program from Ukraine. So thank you for that. Yes, it is. It was a journey, and the last year, of course, colored by with the war in Ukraine, for sure turned us from a fancy dream. Yeah, we have to do something for peace and keep it and go forward from the history, and suddenly the same history was happening next to us there, and I would just say it. What happened 2 weeks ago with this last program with young people, with a teacher coming from Kiev, meeting the young people from Poland with the Polish teacher, Joanna and Marina, both of them here. It was such a magical, very realistic and inspiring time. And all here is Angelica, I think it's Manuel and Adrian that were there present, also Brian and Lisa. So that my dream would be how to do that every day in that house, in this particular space, whole year around. Of course, that's a dream of everyone, but we came to this spot because of its conflict in itself, because it is next to Auschwitz. It is next to what we believe is the most horrible expression of humanity. But the dream was always how to, in spite of this, with a reverence and respect to all of that past, bring the best out of us for the sake of now and the future. So Nina, I think that would be my entry, that I don't go into more. If someone thinks something else, that's it. We really have a physical house. We have a space. We have potential to grow, to expand. It is really bringing colors to a world and environment, which is, of course, as any other environment, with alive people, with human people, with people of daily problems, but at the same time, for sure, with a big scar, much bigger than anywhere else, with that such history. And with doing these small steps, bringing drops of color, whatever you color there, it's colored 100 times more than anyone else. And that was always a motivation. And I love to see all the paintings that will happen in next year out of this, all steps and here. And I'm really happy for all of you being here present. Some from Ukraine, the young people, some from Oswiecim. So really exciting. Thank you.
We're now stepping into the next phase of our program, and I would like to introduce some of the facilitators that were there with us for the first event at the One Humanity Bakery. So next to me, you just met Angelika, and we'd like to say a couple of words about each other, but also the teachers who were present. Marina, who came all the way from Kiev, and also, of course, Joanna from Oswiecim, who has been an incredible asset to the project itself. She's one of the life people of the project in Oswiecim itself, and she's also going to say a couple of words. But later they will give a deeper perspective of their journeys, and we'll get to that after the students also get a chance to speak. So I'm going to pass it first to Angelika, then Marina, and then Joanna.
Thank you, Manuel. Before I say a few words about myself and the importance of the program for me, I would like to mention Adrian, the third one who was in our program. He was the third facilitator and trainer. He might join a little bit later. Unfortunately, he had other commitments today, but we still want to name him and make him present because he was a very important factor and very important part of the program. Oh yeah, there he is. Exactly. He's a facilitator from Romania working internationally, and he really brought a lot of magic and joyfulness as well as depth to the program. Thank you for the picture, Manuel. I have been invited to it. I was part of the OneHumanity.Institute basically since we started with the House of Hope, and I went to the border with Nina and a few others, and been very involved since the beginning with all this. And so it's been really, really beautiful to see it alive now and with the youth, with a program actually happening, especially in times like these when it's just, for me, just so important to bring people together, work on peace building, work on, international collaboration across ages and cultures and backgrounds, and just have that opportunity to learn from each other and learn from both the place and the history in Oswiecim, but also the current context in Ukraine. Me as a German, obviously bringing my own context to it. And, it was a very beautiful and important program. And I'm very glad that we have a chance to hear from youth today a little bit as well and share it with you, because I'm sure it is just the first of many to come. Over to Manuel or the teachers. Maybe. There we go. Over to Marina. Just a few words about yourself, and then later on you can say more.
Thank you very much. Hello all. So nice to see you here. My name is Marina. I'm a Kyiv Peace School teacher. Actually, this mini team is with me today, and we enjoyed our time in August in Oswiecim, visiting the House of Hope, visiting the bakery, and of course, we hope that we were the first group but not the last group. And the program is really marvelous, and we wish everybody can join it and everyone can enjoy and feel all the inner strengths of the program. Thank you.
You too. Thank you, Marina. Thank you for joining. And Joanna, your turn and chance to say hello.
Can you hear me now? Yes, okay. So I'm really glad I can see you again. I must say that living in Oswiecim is not an easy thing, because it's a place which is always connected with war, death, genocide, and suddenly there is created a place, really special place, promoting peace, love, hope. And I think this is amazing that we all can be part of that. I'm a teacher in a secondary school, Konarski Secondary School in Oswiecim. We've been supporting the project from the very beginning, because our students were helping to build the place, to clean the place. And it was a great pleasure that we could cooperate with OneHumanity.Institute during online sessions throughout the whole last year. But I think a truly amazing thing is the workshop that happened there, because suddenly in the middle of holidays, all students willingly came to classes and they enjoyed it very much. And I'm quite sure that this was important for them. It had a huge impact on me, as I could, well, get to know my students really. This was totally different to see them in out of school environment where they felt free to say whatever they want to, not feeling judged or evaluated at any time. They could share their thoughts freely. And I must say that I was really struck by how mature they are. And I think this was a really eye-opening experience for me. And I'm sure it was a very important experience for them. And I hope this place, Peace Lab, will develop, will thrive. And the workshops were the first and one of thousands that will happen there, because they are really important, not only for the residents, but for all the people coming to Oswiecim, just to see it's not only as a place of death, but also as a place of hope. And I would also like to say a few words about the direct consequence of the program, which is the exhibition which happened in our school. And celebrating the Peace Day together. Yeah, and celebrating the Peace Day together with you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. You will have more time later again to really share about the exhibition and all the exciting things you just mentioned. But really good to have you here. Thank you so much. Over to you, Manuel.
The program was really about social entrepreneurship, meaning what can we do in order to help others? And this comes from the own inner feelings, the own inner purpose, as Nina so eloquently put at the beginning of the program. And while being there, I got so inspired myself by being around the youth and what they are sharing with us and also with themselves. And I would like to ask a couple of questions to some of our students about what the program was like for them, what they felt for during the program, and some of the details of what we actually did there. So I'm going to pass it to Karina.
Hello, everybody. My name is Karina, and I'm really happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank the organizers of the Embassy of Peace for giving me the opportunity to participate in this action. This trip was a very important step in my life because it gave me the opportunity to get new impression and present my country at the international level. During the trip, I expanded my circle of communication and meeting interesting people. It also allowed me to improve my language skills. Our visit to the Auschwitz concentration camp memorial deserves special attention. I was personally struck by the scale of the tragedy of humanity. Although it took place during the Second World War, but unfortunately has echoes in the present time due to the full-scale invasion of Russia into Ukraine. A parallel with the tragedies in Bucha, Irpin, Mariupol, and other places where, just as in the times of Nazism, inhuman violence was perpetrated against our fellow citizens by modern occupiers. At the same time, participation in the ambassadorship of peace inspired me with the confidence of the war support for Ukraine, both at the official political level and at the level of the friendly attitude of ordinary people who received us and organized very interesting educational and development trainings. Acquired new acquaintances inspired me to learn about the world and expand my circle of communication with interesting and unique representatives of different countries and cultures. I'm sure that this experience will be useful for the reconstruction of our state, and new knowledge will contribute to my personal development. Thank you again for this significant event in my life, and thank you all for the attention.
Thank you so much for sharing, Karina. I would now like to share a little video of one of the students who couldn't be there with us today. So that's the way that she can be present as we are here.
About it, and that is why I believe that meetings really help me to realize that I need to stop rushing and being in stress all the time, and just enjoy the moment and feel feelings that are very important and are part of ourselves. And I hope you guys have a nice meeting, and I hope you guys always be happy. Bye.
And thank you so much, Paulina, for sharing your message also with us. And the next person I would like to invite is Anastasia, who was also part of our group here in Oswiecim, and she came all the way from Kiev. So I will now pass it over to her.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm very grateful to the organizers of this event for the invitation and the opportunity to attend this workshop. This workshop was a really important event for me. I got new emotions, discovered a lot of new things for myself, and gained new experience. But at the same time, I got the opportunity to tell the truth about the cruel events that are currently happening in our country. I have been living in the town of Kherson, so I can be a real witness of crime which take place in Ukraine. It is very difficult to understand why people of the 21st century can't live without war, but our motherland was and is and will be independent and free. This trip and our workshops allowed me to discover something new for myself, to look deeper into myself and my thoughts, to truly understand what peace is. Also, this seminar gave an opportunity to meet new interesting people, listen to their stories, share experiences, and also practice speaking English. Every day at the House of Hope was special in its own way. Exercises that help to reveal yourself, to understand what is really important to you, a visit to the Auschwitz concentration camp, which made it possible to understand the scale of the tragedy that occurred during the Second World War, a visit to the peace pole ceremony, which forced to think about what peace is for each of us, communication with the facilitators who supported and helped us go all this way. Unfortunately, at the moment, the cruel events that took place during the Second World War are being repeated in Ukraine. And the citizens of our country have to experience this war again. what seems to have long been forgotten and buried deep underground is happening again. People are being killed again, both the military and the civilian population, cities, villages, and critical infrastructure are being destroyed. In the occupied territories, people are tortured and kept in basements. Their property and children are taken away. I do believe that thanks to this experience, we can help our country and change the world for the better, even in small steps. And once again, I want to thank the organizers for this event and all the knowledge and skills I gained at it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. So continuing on, we would like to ask a couple of questions from Angelika's side to the students. And here we go.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing so personally as well about the current reality you're in. It's really important to hear. It's not easy to hear, and I'm sure it's not easy to share, but it's very important for us to know. Coming back to the program, we did have some sharing circles as well, where we had more space for exactly these kind of sharings. Just as one of the moments also that happened. I would like to know now first from Yehor, what was some of the highlights of the program for you? Like maybe some moments that stood out, or learnings, or anything memorable that you took with you.
Hello everyone. I'm glad to see you all here. I'm Igor, that's how Angelika said. Firstly, I want to thank organizers of this event for inviting us and holding such wonderful workshops. And also thank you for distracting us from the military theme of our life, in which we live for more than 1 year. The workshops were interesting, but there's one thing that I remember the most, and it is visiting the Auschwitz concentration camp. It's an extremely terrible place, but especially the place where there were photographs of prisoners that were murdered there. But unfortunately, in our world, it seemed that not everyone understood that the personal life is the thing we should cherish and preserve. And unfortunately, Ukraine has a very similar thing that was mentioned by Nastya, and it's torture chambers, which are found in the occupied territory of Ukraine. They're also called basements. Such cameras began to appear on the territory of the so-called Donetsk People Republic and Luhansk People Republic as early as 2014, but became widespread in 2022. So I wish that everybody understood the main meaning of the message, "May peace prevail on earth." And we don't want war, and we stand for peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. We have another video message from one of the Polish students. So again, he wasn't able to be present with us, but he still wanted to share his voice and share some of his highlights. So over to him, he will introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Nick, and in this short video, I wanted to talk what was the main highlight for me during this program. So the highlight for me, the most important thing was the peace building workshops, because as I'm an extrovert and I like talk to other people, working with Ukrainian students, it was really developing for me. It was really amazing experience to be there and having these all amazing people around me and together talking about the ways how we can build a peace together. I know it's a very important thing, especially now when there's a war in Ukraine, and we need to find ways how we can cope with the war, how we can build a peace, and how we can make a world a better place where everyone is accepted, everyone lives in a free country where there's democracy.
I'm not sure if everyone could hear the rest of it. I think we have a bit of technical difficulties, which happens. Anyway, it was great to have Mick there also and share his opinion, his voice, his impressions. Manuel, if you're with us right now, if you hear me, if you can speak, I would love to hear one of the highlights from you as well, as one of the facilitators, as one of the trainers, and very important, person, like from logistics to running it all. What was one of your highlights?
I believe he lost connection.
Oh, he's gone? Okay. Thank you, Nina. Would you like to share one of your highlights, Nina? Well, I'll put you on the spot.
Because for me, it was being able to stand back and watch and not be in the middle of it, so I could see people, young people, being happy and spending time and breaking barriers with each other. Like they just were having a good time and they were staying positive and really participating on so many levels. And it made me so happy and warm, and really to see that there is this potential for peace and appreciation and love in the world. I'm grateful to have seen it. I thought the kids were amazing. And so are the teachers when I'm looking at them. Yeah, we felt a rapport. It was wonderful. Emmanuel is back here. Maybe he will share a little.
Thank you so much, Nina. Thank you. Manuel, if you're back, would you like to share one of your highlights before we go back to the students? Nina, you're muted, but let's go to the students and Manuel can share later. I'm not sure if Manuel is here, so I'm just going to ask his question and then he can take over later. Because we have the next thing that we're curious to hear from some of the students is, we spoke and learned a lot about peace and the importance of peace building as a practice, as a process, something that just requires a lot of activeness, action. So I'm curious to hear first from Gabi, from the Polish students. What was one of the lessons, or maybe the most important lesson about peace that you took with you from the program? Gabi, would you like to speak, please?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, so I'm Gabi. I want to share one of my important memory I bought from this project. I think there were many great memories, but the most important one was when I found peace in myself, and when I find out that I can share my peace with everybody else and actually help other people. One day we were talking about what our reason of being is and what we can do to help others. And we were introduced to some Japanese concept called ikigai, which is actually a concept of meaning of life. And I always know what I wanted to do, but people were like discouraging me because they were saying like, oh, you want to work in the office, it's such a boring job, you really want to do this? Like, that made me question my choice. But this was actually something I love to do. Like, I was good at it. I love it. I can get paid by it. And I actually can help other people with it and share them peace. Like, I can, because it's math, I love math. And I can, for example, teach somebody math. I can help other people in many other careers about it. And just help them with it. And I think it's really important. And I'm really happy I found it in myself. And that was actually something which many students helped me find it, and also the trainers from the program. So I'm really happy about it, and I feel so grateful, and that you help me find peace in myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'll pass it back to Manuel because I think he's here.
Yes, thank you so much. Seems to be a very interesting day for peace with the internet's going on. So we have to keep calm within also a lot of the waves that are happening. So going on with that inner work, I would like to ask you a question to Artem, one of our students from Kiev also, in regards to what mindfulness and what kind of mind shifts you experience while being at the program.
Okay. Hi, I'm Artem. First of all, thanks for the organizers for this opportunity to feel so easy and open. And today is September 21st, and it's World Peace Day. So this meeting is completely filled with peace. And to add one more, our English lesson was in Peace Classroom, where there is a standing peace monument. So that's why it's all connected with peace today. So what about workshop? It's really a grateful time. I never forget this. For the first time in a long time, I felt so open and I discovered all my feelings. I also remember the excursion to Auschwitz. While we were there, I didn't feel like I'd never felt before. After this visiting this place, we all understand what atrocities people can endure right now. And now, in our time, we are more ready to stop this atrocities, suffering, and murder forever. And to add more, it was the only place where I really felt real peace and harmony. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And I would like to also pose the same question again, and I will pass it right away because my internet seems to be quite unstable. So
hello everybody. My name is Artem, and I'm really glad to see you all today. I also would like to thank the organizers of the meeting for the public opportunity to express our opinion on the public. We are students from Kiev, students of the first School of Peace in Kiev. That is why the problem of peace are the most important for us. Our country is at war right now. We are all irritated and angry because the lessons of World War II were not learned by humanity. At this workshop, we learned various important lessons of peace, but one of them is key and the most important. Throughout its history, humanity has divided itself into black and white. Of course, this is an abstract example, but the fact that people do not accept something that differs from them is reality. In fact, everything is much better in the modern world than it was 80 years ago. Currently, there is no discrimination based on skin color, gender, or sexual orientation at the state level. And this is a great progress since the time when people of the Jewish nation were simply killed for their nationality. Until this year, I have never been to Auschwitz. For me, this trip was an eye-opener to what I only knew about in theory. This experience taught me a very important lesson about how important it is to prevent the emergence of a terrorist state in the world. Every person in the world has the right for life. Under any actions, human life is the greatest value. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Artem, for your sharings. And finally, I would like to pass it to Patty, who is from Oswiecim as well. And she was a great asset as well by sharing a lot of valuable inner work that she's already been doing for quite some time. So I'm excited to now present Patty.
Okay. Hello, my name is Patricia, Patty for short, And I'd like to, first of all, thank you all and thank you for this amazing opportunity to take part in today's event and also in the events organized by OneHumanity.Institute. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the organizers. And I stand before you today just deeply honored and profoundly moved to just share the transformative insights that I gained during these workshops on many different things, aspects from social entrepreneurship and inner leadership to learning about the history of Auschwitz. And just these workshops have been nothing short of a remarkable journey, one that has not only enriched my understanding of these vital concepts, but has also ignited a fervent passion within me to drive meaningful change. And I've just overgone some profound mindset shifts that changed me immensely and transformed my life. Through various exercises and journal prompts, I was encouraged to reflect deeply on my values, aspirations, and the impact I wish to make in the world. These prompts and also these activities like Adrian's, for instance, the roots of a tree exercise helped me delve into the core of my beliefs and intentions, fostering a sense of purpose that now guides my actions. And the meditations that were carried out by Manuel, that were introduced during the workshop, just provided me with moments of stillness and clarity, especially in my and everyone else's fast-paced lives. And they serve as anchors to inner peace and mindfulness, enabling me to approach challenges with a calm and centered mindset. And also our esteemed guests like Lisa and Brian and Nina were beacons of inspiration. Their stories of social entrepreneurship and their stories of their lives and their impact they have been making so far and are continuing to make to this day just illuminated the path for me toward creating positive change while maintaining a deep connection to one's values. And their experiences were living proof that it is possible to build successful ventures that are not only like financially sustainable, but also ethically possible and socially impactful. And in addition to all of these valuable lessons, the workshops provided with me a unique opportunity to learn about the perspectives of the Ukrainian youth. Interacting with Ukrainian kids my age allowed me to gain deep insights into their culture, experiences, and aspirations. Our conversations served as a bridge of understanding, reinforcing the idea that while our backgrounds may differ, we share common hopes and dreams for a better world. I also had the privilege of encountering the peace pole, a symbol of unity and harmony that stands as a testament to the transformative power of peace. The May Peace Prevail on Earth affirmations that we said during the workshops just emphasized the importance of prioritizing peace, friendship, and harmony in our lives. And just as the peace pole stands tall and unwavering, these principles have become guiding pillars in my journey towards personal growth and positive change. And the peace pipes also, the instruments made by Brian Berman, they reminded me of the importance and beauty of coming together, celebrating our differences, and just they echoed the harmony we can achieve when we embrace diversity and work collaboratively towards a shared vision of a more peaceful and compassionate world. And just as we reflect upon this journey of discovery, how much we have learned, these newfound insights into our lives, they're not merely an option, they are an imperative. And by aligning our values with our actions, we all have the possibility and the potential, thanks to these workshops, to become catalysts for change in our communities and the world at large. And it is about leading with purpose, with empathy, and unwavering and resolve, and inspiring others by just the sheer authenticity of our deeds. And as like concluding my answer, I just like to say that I urge each one of us, all of the listeners, all of us taking part in this event, to embrace these principles, to cultivate our inner leadership, and to embark on our unique journeys let us carry forth the torch of positive change. For the world is in need of visionaries, of innovators, and compassionate leaders. And together, we can illuminate the path towards a more equitable, sustainable, and harmonious world for generations to come. So thank you, organizers, for making this profound impact possible.
Thank you so much, Patricia, for your wise words. I would like to now pass it again to Angelica, who will introduce again our teachers with their passionate stories about the time that they've had within the program and surrounding the OneHumanity.Institute. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I think we've seen we already had a lot of leaders and great minds and great souls amongst us on this program. As the youth have just really beautifully expressed. So thank you everyone for being present in Oswiecim, but also here now to share your wisdom and share your gifts and your little, give us a bit of a flavor of the program. Now I would like to pass it over to Marina, first of all, who we've seen and heard before, because also, not only the students took time in their holidays to come and participate, but also the teachers. So I really want to honor that. I know teachers' lives are very busy. So thank you, Marina, for coming all the way, and the space is yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. A kind of holidays, teachers usually have. So, it is extremely challenging to talk about peace from Kyiv after 1,010 hours of air raid alarms. But we do. It is painful to talk about peace after war crimes that Russians have committed in Ukraine since full-scale invasion. But we do. It is difficult to talk about peace, not only witnessing, but being the victims of the war. But we do. The program Beyond Auschwitz for youth leaders building a better future is like a breath of fresh air. To be honest, we really expected it to be one. We hoped to become those who would speak about the state of things in Ukraine. And I really admire all the warmth and wisdom we felt and we got in Oswiecim, Poland. The difference, was spotted very clearly from the very first step on the Polish land. After 4 hours of waiting at the petrol station by the customer checkpoint in Ukraine, we were just thrown out from our bus at 4 a.m. To cross the border on foot. And we did it. After that, we were sitting long hours on the pavement in Poland already, waiting for the bus, sleepy, tired, worn out. We were looking at the sun rising in the east. And at that very moment, we realized that we entered like another world, another universe. And we are very thankful that it was true, that we experienced all the events and talks, excursions and evening reflection circles, that we met new friends and like-minded people. House of Hope and the Peace Lab became that another universe. And frankly speaking, the students firstly were quite humble in expressing their thoughts and their opinions, their feelings. But with the course of time, they felt inner strength and courage to talk about different, very different, even tragic things. we clearly understand that it is a consequence of that tough and thorough work, preparations of the team, of our marvelous team of facilitators and trainers. Thank you so much for that, people. Thank you so much. The way home started in Krakow, where one more amazing day happened to us, thanks to Brian and Lisa. You know, it was like a final chord of the program, but I feel that not of our cooperation. Today is the 21st of September. It's almost 1 month since we returned to Ukraine. And, you know, despite long night air raids, despite explosions we experience almost every day, we are here for a better future. You know, I have already mentioned today, we were the first, but certainly not the last group. Youth from Ukraine, youth from Poland, youth from all over the world, humanity has a chance to thrive, to blossom. But even when everyone is self-aware, everyone is resilient, purposeful, respectful, and we understand that mindset needs to be developed. And everyone is a part of a global community. This thing is also important to bear in mind. That's why the healthier everyone is, the deeper interaction and understanding becomes. And this is peace. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for hearing me. Thank you very much for having us here. Yeah, and well, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing part of your journey, also some of the realities, the long wait on the border, all the things that happened in the background before and after. Thank you so much for these powerful words. And I would like to pass the word to Jana from Oswiecim. She already began sharing a little bit about how this program has, led into the school life. So we're curious to hear more.
So once again, I would like to say how grateful I am that my students could participate in a program like that. I think they now know themselves better. They could really see that they are important, that their dreams are important, and that what they wish to do in the future is important, that they are part of the whole global community, one humanity, but their existence is really important. And by following their path, they can really enrich the whole global community. And I'm really grateful for that, because I feel that sometimes rushing and making students learn all the time quite lots of information, we forget to teach them that they are important, that their lives matter, and that following their dreams is the most important thing. I'm also very grateful, obviously, to all the people who were there, who helped them to create a community, because at the beginning they were really shy, not willing to say a word, and then they suddenly became a group. Within a few days, they became a team. This was really amazing to observe, I must say. And I'm so happy that they could see and they could hear the stories of wonderful people, of wonderful guests who were there, like Nina, Lisa, Brian, Manuel, Anita, and see that by doing what you love, you can be happy, you can be peaceful, but you can also change the world. And all this that happened there resulted in our school celebrating the Peace Day, which I mentioned before, doing that in a well, unusual way by presenting an exhibition. You could see the poster a moment ago. And this exhibition is special because it's about the peace pole, the symbol of what I believe is a symbol of unity, of people having the same dream, right? People wanting to live in peace. The peace pole was planted in Oswiecim in June, and it was a really wonderful experience. And we wanted to share the story of the peace pole with the rest of the students. And we also wanted the students to share what they think about peace, what they think about how they understand peace. That's why we prepared a special board where students can leave their messages about the peace so that they could feel that they can create and act. And again, thank you very much for this wonderful experience. One of many, I hope.
Thank you very much. All right, that's a bit of an impression from the teachers who've played a very important role as well. Thank you for being with us and sharing. And also really beautiful to see that, you know, the repercussions into everyday life and into the school life and sharing it on. Very inspiring, really beautiful to see. I'll pass it back to Manuel for the next speakers.
So we're going to now go over to some of the special guests that came to Oswiecim to help with the youth and in facilitating also the heart message that we had. So first I would like to invite Lisa Berman and Brian Berman, who are a true example of the peace that it takes from a very personal connection. Lisa being a German and Brian being a Jew. They met over 20 years ago and have been living a very healthy, loving relationship, transcending the past and really stepping into the heart and loving space of what it means to be compassionate listeners and also compassionate actors within the world. Brian is also a peace artist who has been dedicating his later years for this one mission. And I'm very happy to have them here and to have had them at Oswiecim, because it was something that within myself also had a transformative experience, where I learned that it really is about how you show up in the now and how you show up in your daily work. So no further ado, I go over to Lisa.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having this program. When Brian and I joined, I could immediately feel that there was a special community that had found each other. I heard about the pain, I heard about the deep processing, and this was a youth leadership program, and I could feel that the work, or that the youth understood that peace begins within, and from there creating positive social and environmental impact. So just when I listened to all of you, and this transformative energy, the changes that the program did for each of you, that gives so much hope. And it was titled Hope Beyond Auschwitz. So Brian and I, we met in a German-Jewish reconciliation project 20 years ago. So we all both had our, let's say, ancestral inheritance to work through. And I can really affirm, and that was like what we were sharing, that compassionate listening, the listening to oneself, and learning from there, listening to others, to be curious, going beyond any stereotypes and beliefs we have about the other. It's the basic steps. So the inner work, that's what we all need to do. So, and thank you for all the youth that participated in this program. And I have my deep respect, especially for the Ukrainian. And Marina, thank you for sharing what you went through, the whole group, even going through the border, how hard that was before you arrived here. And you said, yeah, you entered another universe and you gained courage, you did thrive, you did gain some new self-awareness, some other resilient, and may you spread it out, or each of you, you will spread it out. I believe in you. So beautiful. So thank you for letting me share that. And I feel deeply in my heart as one humanity, as global family. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity to be with such great youth leaders and facilitators and teachers, and the blessings of Nina and Doman for creating this space with the support of so many. I feel that Lisa and I really came to illustrate that we are examples of people that have dedicated our lives to peace building, and to healing and reconciliation. As Lisa mentioned, we met in a Jewish-German reconciliation project. Actually, it's 21 years this week. And a year later, we were married, and we probably would have come to the gathering even earlier, but we were celebrating our 20th anniversary. So we came directly from celebrating. But what I really wanted to say is that for most of my life as a teenager, early years, I was longing for a mentor. Where are the men of peace? Well, in my lifetime, people like Dr. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, these were people that were assassinated for the good that they were wanting to bring. So it takes courage, and I devoted most of my life as an artist for peace. And I never knew whether that would be sustainable, but to just keep going. And so each of you, when you begin your careers, know that if you have a dedication to bringing peace from your inside to those in your life, even if you affect one person, you have made the great contribution. So, yes, maybe some of you will be great teachers that'll involve and benefit many, many people. But I want to assure you that even if it's one at a time, let it start with yourself. So one of the gifts that we came and brought was to award Nina with our Awakening Peace Award. And out of just coming and wanting to contribute, I realized that I had these tools that I could share with everyone. And so I brought what I call the peace pipe. And it sounds a tone for peace. And so everyone received one. And I was just very happy that especially some of even the young men, we all circled around and we all sounded the tone for peace. And at one point, Nina was in the center of us all. And it was just, it was a high vibration. You could feel everybody was resonating for peace together. So thank you for this opportunity to share each and every person that I got to be with, and we got to tour Krakow with many of the students. It was really a delight. Yeah, you can see the joy in our faces to award Nina. What a gift and blessing that she is for the world. And may it continue in the House of Hope, in the Peace Lab. So I'll turn it back over to you, Manuel.
Thank you so much, Brian, for sharing. The peace pipe is something that all of us sounded for Nina after the event, actually. And it was a very beautiful experience because Nina was in the center and we got to basically bless her with the sound of peace, which was incredible. I would love to say a quick word about Kashi, who is another one of the inspirational people and guests that was part of the program and has been part of the OneHumanity.Institute since the beginning. And she is someone that has been dedicated on the ground level, and that is something that is sometimes forgotten because it's the daily grind and it's always sometimes taking too much for granted. But I would love to say that Kashi is one of the key people that is moving the project forward and is carrying the mission and the purpose of being a social entrepreneur deep, deep, deep within herself. And we can all take a lot of inspiration from her great visions. And I would also like to share a couple of these visionary pictures that she has done for the One Humanity Bakery, because it was really a project that is so dear to her heart. And you can really see the dedication to this cause and actually transforming Auschwitz into the beautiful light that is Oswiecim. So I will now pass it over to Kashi, and she can share a couple of words from herself.
Thank you, Manuel, for introducing me. Beautiful words. So we are doing here work for sure on the ground. And this what is happening is very important because for me it's such important that Oswiecim will be seen outside like a life city, like a peace city, because a lot of people are mixing the Museum Auschwitz and the old history here with our city, because we want to be very much part of peace, being alive and visible in the world. Then people can also see that side, yes, that we are doing here a lot of work connected with the peace, and OneHumanity.Institute is a very important part of it. It's for me, like architect, it's really important experience that youth are coming and sharing. And this generation becoming a part of this work, which we started in the past. So thank you for all this experience and the projects. The successful architecture is like people are really feeling this for what is done. And this is what we did also in House of Hope. I think this is very important background for all feelings, people coming. They have space for work, feel, and sharing feelings and working on a piece. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kashi, for your words. I would also now like to come to the end soon, and we will also have a moment to hear the sound from the peace pipes as a so we will take 1 minute at the end after Domen and Nina finish the circle. And I would like to now give the voice back over to Nina as our amazing founder with Domen. The two of them have been diligently working for over 7 years to bring this vision, this great vision of transformation to the ground. And with further ado, I now highlight Nina.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't think Domens could stay, but he was here in the beginning to share about the overall project. What I want to say is I'm so deeply touched by the people that spoke, the young people. I mean, the depth of what they're saying so eloquently about what it means to them to know how they feel and to really want peace in the world and to feel that somehow they moved within themselves to realize this. That's an amazing story in 4 days that something like this can happen to you. You know, and then the teachers who are so supportive and really, they care immensely. They didn't just drop off the kids and go off and do their own thing. They were with us from beginning to end. So it was really a beautiful seeding of the possibility of the work that can be done. And yes, it's not the last, it is the first. And we will do more and more. And so people, let's say all together 3 times, may peace prevail on earth. Are you ready? Everybody, unmute yourself, please. 3 times now, let's say, may peace
prevail on earth.
On earth. May peace
prevail on earth.
On earth. Peace
May peace prevail
on earth.
On earth. We are a symphony of voices and we create our own harmony. So thank you very much for all that you did and your presence here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And now I would like to end by again sounding the peace pipe. If Brian, if you like, you can say a word before we sound the peace pipe, just so that we can understand a little bit what went through your mind as you were creating it, and maybe something that touched you while doing it.
I'm not sure whether this is discussed, but everything is energy. Everything is a vibration. And so when we're in resonance, when we're in peace within, we are generating a field around us. And so the intention of this peace pipe was to sound a tone for peace, to sound a tone that connects with the inner vibration of peace within ourselves. So it's a tool. And then when we sound the tone, others can also feel the vibration. So teachers sound the tone and the class will begin to silence themselves and come into resonance. So imagine, as Manuel sounds the tone, I'm holding my peace pipe, so I will sound it as well. But thank you all.
You can also close your eyes while I do this. And just remember breathing in compassion and peace and sounding it out.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're so grateful for having had the opportunity to come together at the House of Hope and to become a family of humankind, one humanity. And it's so wonderful to share it with all of you. Thank you.